everyone, welcome back to Modern Retro Girl. My name's JL. Today's video, I am so excited to give you, it was a requested video from one of my very sweet subscribers, and I apologize if it's a little bit late in the summer months to put this out, but I figured better late than never, right? We are going to discuss summer proofing your makeup. There is going to be a lot of tips for my more mature skin friendly gals, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned and keep watching because I've got some really great tips. I have a few product recommendations, but generally you can use any of these tips with any products you use. There's going to be a mix of drugstore. To be honest, it's going to be a little bit more high-end, but I will have some drugstore recommendations for you. I just don't have them on hand right now, and I didn't want to buy them just for the sake of doing the video because I'm trying to be really conscious of how much extra product I'm buying when I don't necessarily need it. I don't want to buy things just to show off in a video unless I am like product testing it for all of you. So that being said, I really hope you enjoy this video. If you are newer to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber, so be sure to click that subscribe button and the little bell so you're always notified when I upload. I am trying to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I've got 5 months to accomplish that goal, so I think we can get there, but I'm going to need your help with that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Before we get started, I do have a bonus to share with all of you. It is from Dossier Perfumes. You may have noticed them once a month in my videos, but they have been so kind and so generous in doing this collab with me. I absolutely love their perfumes, and I am so appreciative that they took a chance on me as a smaller content creator here on YouTube to do this collab with. So let's get into the perfumes of the month, because in addition to keeping your makeup looking great during the summer months, you also want to smell good. So if you haven't seen any of those videos before, I will show you what the perfumes look like. They all come in a little box like this. Inside it says iconic scents, designer quality, no markups. They're a very transparent, designer inspired perfume company. All of their perfumes are cruelty free. They are all vegan. I've got 2 recommendations for you this month. The first one is called Floriantel Vanilla. Before we get into that, let me show you the rest of the inside of the box. You have your full-size perfume and you have your sample travel size perfume. The great thing about this company too is that they give you this little sample size so that you can try it out, and if it's not what you expected, you can send it back and get a full refund as long as you haven't used the full size. They come in a beautiful, let me pull it out, beautiful glass bottle like this. Some are this slightly kind of amber tint, some like the other one I'm going to show you are more of just a clear tint. I think it just depends on the ingredients that they use. It's got a nice size, but I do like that you get this little sample size again because you can try out the perfume, and if you're not happy with it, you can send it back. Also, these are great for travel. You can just use one of those little things to kind of, you know, suck some of this out and put it in here, and use this when you're traveling instead of bringing the full size, because these are glass bottles, but they're really pretty for display. I have them all displayed on a little mantle in my bedroom. So let's talk about this fragrance. Like I said, this is their Floriantel Vanilla. It was inspired by YSL Black Opium Eau de Parfum. The top notes are mandarin, pear, pink pepper, and licorice. The middle notes are jasmine and orange blossom. And the base notes are cedarwood, patchouli, vanilla, and coffee. This smells so amazing. The concentration is 15%. Oh gosh, it just smells so good. I just love it. I can smell the cedarwood and patchouli. I definitely can smell the mandarin and the orange. So it's got like that spicy, floral, woodsy, and a little bit of that warm vanilla in it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful scent. Our other scent is one that I've shown you before, but it is worth mentioning again. It is Fruity Jasmine. This was inspired by Dior's J'adore. And the top notes are mandarin, green leaves, and sweet pea. The middle is jasmine, ylang ylang. I think it's champaka, not sure, and peach. And then the base note is sandalwood, plum, and musk. This one smells so good too. This is just such a lovely like summer perfume. It's like, it got a little bit of that deepness because of the sandalwood and I think the ylang ylang, but then, and the musk, but it's got like this kind of fruity brightness to it also. So thank you so much to Dossier for the perfumes. These are July perfumes. Again, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do this collab with you and for liking the content that I put out. I just really appreciate it. So let's get into makeup. Summer proofing your makeup. These tips are going to be what I would say for kind of your normal hot weather. If you're somewhere where it's extremely hot, extremely humid, I don't know what to tell you. I don't go to those kinds of climates, but you can try out these tips. These are also things that I use for brides and bridal makeup to kind of help the makeup last throughout the day. So all of these products I have used on my face, all of these tips I have used on my face, so they are all going to be mature skin friendly. This is really kind of going to be about light layering your makeup. That's one of the biggest things that I can say is light layering your makeup. I think the idea would be to put on really heavy layers of like waterproof and stay long makeup. You can definitely do that. It's a little bit harder to find that in the cruelty free arena. There's just not a lot of brands that are making those products that are cruelty free. Kbd Beauty, formerly Kat Von D makeup, their Lock-It foundation is one of those that would probably be like the most cruelty free equivalent to like an Estee Lauder double wear, but I can't personally use it. Those foundations are way too heavy for my skin. They don't look good. They just look like they're cracking throughout the day. So it's not really that great. But that would definitely be a way to go. But I think that light layering your makeup and just giving like a really beautiful complexion and then taking steps to kind of lock that in is a better way to go than using some of those heavier formulas. So let's get into a few things and why I think that it's important for your makeup and will help it to stay looking fresher longer through the heat and the long days, vacations and that sort of thing. Number one, you're going to want your SPF. Using SPF under makeup can be a little bit difficult. It can be kind of frustrating to find one. The one that I really love is actually from Bliss. This is the Blockstar Invisible Daily Sunscreen. It's SPF 30. It's 100% mineral SPF. This was sent to me by Bliss with a few other skincare products to try out. I have absolutely been loving this. This is my new go-to SPF for the face. It is a mineral, so a lot of people don't like mineral, especially on the face, because it can leave a white cast. However, Bliss has done a really ingenious way of making this slightly tinted. So when you rub it in, you don't get that white cast, but this doesn't really provide any, what's the word I'm looking for? Coverage. It really just becomes part of the skin. So here's my two hands next to each other. This is SPF. This is not SPF. So you can see the color of my skin hasn't changed. However, you may notice that it looks a little bit more blurred, a little bit more perfected, which is really cool about this SPF, is that it is mattifying, which I prefer dewy, but I know when you're going in really hot weather, a dewy can really kind of break down. So this is really good. It has worked really well under makeup. I've tried it under several different makeup routines that I have, and this has worked amazingly underneath all of them. It hasn't disrupted it. I took this camping And we had 2 days on the lake and I did not get sunburn at all. I was able to reapply. It reapplied really nicely. I know under makeup you're not going to be able to reapply it on top of makeup, but this is a really good one. So don't be afraid that it's only SPF 30. Because it's mineral, it makes that physical shield between your skin and the face. I wouldn't rely on this as your only option for sun protection. Try bringing a hat or a parasol. Try to stay out of the sun as much as possible to reduce the chance of getting a sunburn. But this is a really amazing one. I really love it. I highly recommend it. It's going to work really well. It is drugstore, so it's not going to be super expensive, and all around it's just worked really, really well. Another option, if you for whatever reason feel like you need more primer down on your face, because I do think this works really well as a makeup primer. I've not been using really anything else when I use this on my face, because I think that this kind of does like the blurring and the pore filling on its own really well. One that I really like is from the Balm. This is their Time Balm. This gives a similar effect to this, but it doesn't have SPF. So if for whatever reason you have a different SPF that you really, really like, but you still want kind of that blurring without drying out your skin, because this isn't so mattifying that it dries out my skin, this gives a similar effect. I love that the Balm has these in these little like travel sizes, so you don't have to get a big giant tube of it, but it gives a very similar effect. It's very blurring, but it's not too hydrating, it's not too mattifying. It's kind of like a really nice balance. And that's kind of what I use my primers for. I don't really use them necessarily to like grip and hold on to my makeup all day, but I use them as kind of more like skincare and to put my skin where I want it to be so that I can do my complexion next. So 2 things that I'm going to talk about for complexion as far as foundation. Like I said, I don't really do the really heavy long wear foundations. They don't really work for my skin. Some people who have more mature skin can still pull them off. I am not one of them, but one that I really like, and like I said, that I've used in my makeup kit, is the bareMinerals BarePro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. It looks like this. bareMinerals has a pretty extensive shade range. I cannot speak for a deeper, darker end of the spectrum, but they do have a lot of options. This is something that lasts me quite a bit. I use this more like special occasion. I use it for filming. I use it when I want my makeup to really hold up and stay on my face longer. So theme parks, all day trips, that kind of thing. That's when I will use this. You can really kind of build up the coverage on this, and you can use a light layer, but it covers really, really well. It does a really lovely job of kind of just covering without making your skin totally flat. I find that it works well with a lot of different other types of products, powders, all those kinds of things. So it plays well with other products, but it's one that I really, really love. If you want a more drugstore option, one that I don't have, but I do have used in the past and I do think works really well, it's by Revlon. I think it's like their 3-in-1 or 4-in-1 Outlast. I will put a link down below and I'll try to put a graphic up somehow, but it's got like a blue cap on it. Anyways, it's kind of like a foundation, concealer, primer all in one. It's a little bit heavier coverage than this, but it's not quite as heavy as like the Kbd Locket or the Estee Lauder Double Wear. So it's kind of like in between them, but I think it works really well with mature skin. Just do skincare really well beforehand. One thing that I did want to mention to help with your skincare versus makeup is to give your skincare and your sunscreen a chance to settle on the face before you start to go in with your makeup. If you could give it about 10 minutes to kind of sit and settle, that would be best. Anything less than that, you may have your skincare and your makeup kind of all sliding around together because the skincare and sunscreen hasn't really set on your skin first. If you don't, it's okay. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but if you can give it a chance to settle, that's even better. Back to foundations. Another route to go if you don't feel like you need a lot of coverage is like a tinted moisturizer. My favorite is also from bareMinerals, but that one is a little bit pricier. I haven't tried a lot of drugstore ones. They tend to be more tinted than I like, but this one is from thebalm. This is the Antidote's Tinted Moisturizer. This is a newer one from them. When I first bought it, I didn't love it, but I changed up my moisturizer recently and this has been playing a lot better. So I will say that if you try it and you feel like it separates or looks kind of weird on the skin, it's probably not playing well with your moisturizer or your primer. I had to kind of just keep playing with it and keep playing with it before I decided that I liked it, but I am liking it now. But the bareMinerals Gel Complexion Rescue is really my favorite when it comes to these lighter weight ones. So this is what it looks like. This is the hand that has the sunscreen on it. So you just kind of see what kind of coverage it will give. It gives a really beautiful, just kind of natural look to the skin. It really kind of neutralizes discoloration, but your skin still shows through. So if you have dark circles, if you have breakouts, they're still going to show through, but it is going to take down some of the redness and just leave a really beautiful look to the skin. I do like this because I can kind of use this just to like take down the redness, take down any kind of discoloration that I have, and then just spot check with a good concealer and then lock it in with a powder and a spray. And I feel like it does just as well as any other kind of long wear foundation. If you're looking for something a little bit more drugstore friendly, I would say probably the closest that I have really seen, I haven't personally tried it, but the closest I've seen is another product from CoverGirl. It's they're clean. It's their newer clean foundation. It's like a white and pink tube. I will try to put a graphic up if I remember to, but I will link it down below so that you can find it. That is a very lightweight foundation, light coverage foundation, and I think that it will work similar to this. Locking your foundation in with a powder. I think it's really important. It's harder with mature skin to find a good powder, face powder that's not going to leave you looking crackly and you know, accentuate fine lines and all of that kind of thing. But the ones from Hourglass are amazing. This is the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This is the travel size. The reason why I'm recommending these over kind of more drugstore is if you can't afford a full size, try to invest in the smaller size. I find that even these like travel size powders, they last me more than enough time. And to me, you know, buying something that's less expensive, that's full size, that you're going to hate, isn't worth it when you can buy something that's more travel friendly, number one, than some of the bigger sizes. And number two, yes, you're investing a little bit more money, but you're getting a product that you really love and that you're going to use. So then it's really worth the money investing in it. I really like this one. I love all of the Hourglass face powders, but the translucent setting powder I think is better for actually setting and keeping your makeup in place long term. Also, this is a great size because you can throw it in your purse with a small brush. And if you need to touch up during the day, this is more friendly than bringing a giant one. I do want to talk about highlighters just for a moment. I know that some people may not want to highlight during summer months when they're trying to keep their makeup in place. But one thing that I just wanted to mention as a tip with highlighters is I recommend either doing a powder or a liquid. I think they're a little bit easier to layer on top of each other, especially with powder. Powders are going to kind of absorb some face oils throughout the day. You're probably going to have greater success with extended makeup. Last is two products that can help also extend the look of your makeup throughout the day, help it stay longer without adding a lot of extra layers. Number one is a good setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. Again, some of these products like this, I don't use this every day, so I don't find the need to get a large one. I want something that's going to be travel friendly, so I always get a travel friendly size. These are like $15. There's other setting sprays that are drugstore priced, but this is an oldie but a goodie, and it really works. This is basically like a heavy duty hairspray for your face, for your makeup, so it's really going to keep it in all of your makeup locked into place. Another one, which I feel like these are sort of going out of fashion, which is kind of sad to me because I think that they're one of the most underutilized makeup products. So unfortunately, this is not a cruelty-free brand. It's kind of like one of the brands, but it's from Sephora. These are blotting papers. If you have not used blotting papers, these are some of the best things that you can get when trying to control the shine and the oil in hotter weather. These do not add anything to the skin. They just blot away some of the excess oil. These are super travel friendly, but like I said, these are really underutilized. A lot of brands have stopped making them, which makes me sad. They're much harder to find. So if you can find a cruelty-free version, I used to have some. I think I used them all and I don't remember what brand they were, but blotting papers are great. One thing that I will say to keep an eye out for is look at the ingredients and make sure that there isn't any oil. Sometimes brands will create these with different ingredients in them, tea tree, whatever, I don't know, trying to make them like more fancy or something like that, and in the end they end up putting oil in them, which kind of defeats the purpose of using them. So just keep an eye out for that. You just want a standard blotting paper. If you can't find these, toilet paper works really well, facial tissue works really well. Just pull it apart so it's a single ply and dab it onto the face. Don't rub, just dab onto the face, and it'll absorb the oil too. So that is it. Those are my tips for helping summer proof your makeup. It's really about finding the right product that works for your skin, and the right technique that works for your skin. But like I said, lighter layers, a really good setting powder, a really good setting spray, and some blotting papers, and that is really the best way to go. So I hope you found this helpful. Thanks so much for watching. Please give this a thumbs up. It would really help me out, and I guess I will see you all again soon. Bye-bye.